So by now you've learned that as traders and investors, there are several ways to put our money to work. We can trade and invest in stocks, trade and invest in bonds, but we can also trade currencies. And this is done in currency markets, better known as foreign exchange markets, or in short, Forex markets. In this lesson, I'd like to discuss this topic, and let's do so by using TradingView, look at some charts, and then let's discover what foreign exchange markets are. So the foreign exchange markets allow you to exchange one currency for another. And of course, there are strong currencies and there are weaker currencies. In this chart, you'll see the US dollar compared to the Argentine peso. As you can see in the chart, the US dollar has appreciated in value against the Argentine peso. The US dollar being a strong currency and the Argentine peso in this case being a weak currency. Now don't pay attention too much to the drawings that I've made on this chart. You will learn all about that in chapter 3, where we do analysis. But what you can see here is the devaluation of the Argentine peso compared to the US dollar. This is one example. We can find any example that you can think of by going to the top left corner, and we use again tickers for this. And let's say that we want to compare the euro against the Great British Pound, GBP. Let's bring up a chart. And here you see the price movement of the euro against the Great British Pound. Now this is all pretty stable, but I like the example of the Argentine peso, and we can do the same for comparing the euro to the Argentine peso. The ticker is ARS. And you can also see that the euro has been a very strong currency against the Argentine peso. So as a trader, you can profit from price fluctuations in currencies. As you can see here, once again, the euro has been very strong against the Argentine peso. So in this case, you would have wanted to have held euros and not necessarily the peso. What this chart shows you is that if we see in the bottom left corner from 2018 until now, well, the currency has devaluated drastically. And if you can flip this around as well, you can compare the Argentine peso to the euro, and the chart will of course look inversed. And here you can see, you can get a better picture of the devaluation of this currency. So play around a little bit with different currencies against each other. One strong currency, for example, that is always doing good in times of economic uncertainty and where other currencies are suffering from inflation is the Swiss franc. As you can see here, it has gained strength against the dollar. So I think you catch the drift by now. It's an extremely efficient tool to use in order to either protect capital or to profit from certain developments in the world. One thing to note is that if you want to trade currencies, this is often done through brokerages, and you can find plenty of them online. Again, do your own research in this. It's very important to know what you pay for their services, so the trading fees that you're going to pay. But this is something very important to know about as a trader. So that is a brief introduction into foreign exchange. Play around with it, see if you can, if this is something that interests you. It's very popular. There are tons of Forex traders on YouTube flashing their Lamborghinis and stuff like that. I would suggest to do your own research. I've mentioned this a couple of times already. But see if this is something for you. See if this is something that you can see yourself trading. But nonetheless, this is very important to have in your arsenal of tools that you're going to use as a trader. I will see you in the next lesson, where we're going to jump from traditional currencies to a little bit more futuristic currencies, cryptocurrencies.